Hello, everyone, and welcome once again at Geeks Around. This is our continuation of our Walking Dead discussion with episode 504, Killer Within. It was a boring episode. Absolutely nothing happened. I don't even know why we're doing this. But before we get into all that, it's like, let's go ahead and introduce everyone joining us today. Back once again, David Kude. We missed you last week, man. I love the lower third.
Prayers are answered.
Yeah, we'll be definitely getting that. That's fantastic. Also joining us, Kim Beasley. We welcome you back. Hey.
I'm glad to be back.
It's like I know Kim's gonna have some stuff to say. Of course, our co-host Matt Moore can't do this show without you, man. What's up?
Hello. I'm actually jealous.
Of what?
Walking Dead had an amazing episode, and Dexter's was eh.
I don't know. This episode of Walking Dead is like, I mean, ain't nothing really happened. I don't know about all that.
Right. Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
All the way from Canada, Seth is rejoined us, finally taking time out of his very busy schedule, wooing all the women in Canada. He's able to join us here. What's up, Seth?
Oh, not much. I've just been fighting the conspiracy to keep Canadians from shaving. Replacement razor blades are fucking expensive up here.
How expensive?
$22 for a 4-pack of replacement razors.
Kiss my ass.
Yeah.
It's like I thought they were expensive enough as it is. Hell, but it's like, joking aside about this Walking Dead episode, is like the shit hit the fan in a lot of major ways. So it's like, I mean, I know everyone's gonna want to talk about Lori off the bat, but it's like let's start a little bit before then.
Okay, T-Dog.
Wait, before we get started, can I just say, I told you so? Okay. Breathe. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it makes more sense if you explain exactly what you were talking about there, Ken.
A couple of weeks ago, I think we were talking, and I was, or even when I first started watching Walking Dead, I was supposing certain things because I hadn't seen certain people, and I said, they're going to come back. They're going to come back, and guess what? Herschel's back.
What do you mean Herschel's back?
Herschel never left.
What are you talking about?
Merle, I think
if you're going to brag about being right about something,
not Herschel.
Keep your name right.
You know what? I'm thinking Merle, not Herschel. Merle. And
No.
Lori's dead.
You were saying that like 3 weeks ago.
And Lori's dead.
Yeah. We're getting into that later. Good God.
Can I bring up a meme that I saw earlier today?
Go ahead.
No.
Let me read this meme. Rest in peace, T-Dog character development. Season 304, 5 minutes and 57 seconds. To episode 304, 28 minutes and 4 seconds.
Well, see, that's the thing that got me is like, I mean, this episode, it finally seemed like T-Dog was coming into his own. He started to have his own opinion on things, and he challenged Rick on an issue, and then he ended up dead. Now, the moral of the story here is that if you disagree with Rick, you die in that same episode. That's the same fucking thing that happened to Dale. Dale disagreed with Rick, and Dale fucking died.
If you go against the dictatorship, you die.
Yeah, the dictatorship does not fuck around. It might not be his hand that kills you, but you will die in that episode. Always agree with Rick. It's like, just go ahead and take that as a tip for everybody still alive on The Walking Dead. Rick is always right, otherwise you're off the fucking show.
What about his son?
What about his son?
His time is coming.
Disagree with him.
He gets preferential treatment like Lori did. But his time is coming.
I was like, Lori's dead, though. Yes! Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, fine. Everyone wants to talk about Lori. Let's get that over with so we can actually talk about the rest of the episode. Jesus.
A moment of peace.
Yeah, fuck peace. It's like, I mean, let's be honest. It's like, we hated this character. We've hated her since season 2. She's worked our fucking nerves. Those of us that read the comic books, and by that I mean pretty much me, David, and Seth, we knew that she was going to die. We just didn't see it happening this soon.
I've hated her since Prison Break season 2, and then she came back.
Yeah.
And now she's gone again. Fun.
But see, you guys have to understand. I watched all of the seasons, all in like a 24-hour period. so I was like really ready for her to die. And I kept sending messages to DeAno as I was catching up. When is she gonna die? Somebody kill her!
I can show you guys the chat logs. That's exactly what she was saying.
As much as I want to blame the actress, as much of the fault for her being a horrible character is on the writers, because it is, if there was an award for the worst written character on television right now, I think Lori would deserve it, which is why I'm glad she died. But it's like, the biggest thing that was bugging me this season is just Lori walking around. She's supposed to be pregnant and past due for delivery, and she's not waddling everywhere. What the fuck is up with that?
Yeah, true. She just
true.
moved a
I
little
hadn't
bit
thought
too
of that.
fast for a woman who was in labor.
All right, it's like, now one of our viewers out there, Antonio, he has a different take on this one. It's like, he wasn't too happy that she died. He asked, was he the only one that was that was sad, we know, when she died?
Yes.
The answer to that is yes.
Yes.
Yes, Antonio, you are.
Yes.
It's like, it's just surprising it's happened so quickly. It's like, I mean, in the comic books, we can talk a little bit about it since it's already happened that she's dead. Not like someone can kill her again, but in the comic books, the governor is the person that killed her.
Yeah.
And
I was going to avoid spoilers and say the prison is being attacked by bad men, and she gets gunned down. But no, DeAno's just like, the governor's bad, he kills Lori. Good job, DeAno.
Well,
Good
of course
job.
the governor's bad. It's like, I mean, who hasn't figured that one out? Anyone watching the show hasn't figured out the governor is not a good guy. Yeah, it's not like he killed an entire squad of survivors or anything like that. Oh, wait. Yeah, I think that particular cat is out of the bag at this point.
Well, wait. He was fighting them over there, so he didn't have to fight them over there in his town.
Oh, yeah, because they were coming for him. They seemed determined. They're like, fuck Woodbury, we're going to take it over. They
were armed.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's kind of sad.
Damn those National Guard that could have helped defend the town.
The way that they set that scene up where he is, waving a white flag and he's walking up to the guy. I'm like, dude, don't you see he's getting ready to shoot you? That was one of those scenes where I was talking to the show, telling the dude, shoot him.
Well, that's just it. Is they couldn't have let the National Guard live, because if the National Guard had lived, they would have taken over the town. They would have tried to. I mean, because they are automatically the authority. But that was the last episode. In this episode, it was kind of interesting that Michonne has pretty much figured everything out, and she's pretty much said it directly to the governor's face, and yet they're still in the city. She's not.
Andrea, kill her! Oh, I'm sorry.
You just want every woman in this show to die, don't you?
No, I don't.
It's a woman, she must die.
There were only 2 women that I kept telling DeAno, kill her. It was Andrea.
That is not true. You wanted Herschel's daughters dead. You wanted Lori dead.
No, daughter. Just the one that wanted to, who tried to commit suicide.
Oh, okay.
I bet.
Andrea and Lori. Those are the only 3.
Dead. That's all. Just 3 of them.
I bet that Kim even wanted Sophia dead. Isn't that right, Kim?
Yeah, probably.
No, I didn't want her dead, but I knew she was. I knew she was dead at the beginning of the season. I knew they had gotten her when they found her stuffed animal. I was like, oh yeah, they got her. And I was like, she's in that. Oh, they're in. But I didn't want to, act like I knew everything. So.
All right. So getting back to this, it's like the scene where Lori died is like I felt that was actually pretty well done. It's like, as surprised as I was that it was happening so soon. How she's trying to say goodbye to Carl, and the only thing that I really didn't like, that whole flashback they had from Carl and Rick back in season 2, they could have done without that entirely, guys. Like, I felt like it totally pulled me out of that scene. I think that was a very I don't think that was a good decision editing wise. What do you guys think?
I definitely felt like the dialogue in the scene they were flashing back to fit exactly what was happening. I think honestly just like a voiceover of the dialogue could have been a little more powerful than it's just like Carl's thinking about what Rick told him as he's doing it, or even honestly just leaving out the voiceover altogether, just not touching it.
I also wish that they would have shown Carl shooting her. I wanted to see that.
That would have made us too happy.
Well, not so much seeing her. I would have loved just to see his expression. You know, because here you have a little boy. He's having to kill his mother. You know.
No, she's already dead.
Well, yeah, he's having to kill her a second time, in a sense.
Re-kill.
Because, I mean, he has really had to grow up way faster than any kid would have to because of the situations that he's in. So I would have loved to see his face. I would have loved to see his face. I think.
I'm sorry, but the second my mom dropped trow, I'd be like, you know what? I'll be outside, a couple rooms down. I'm gonna guard against zombies.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I'm gonna be way over there. Just way over there. Don't worry about me. I'll be back. Just let me know when this is. I'll be back.
You guys are
that's the real thing. But it's like this whole episode started in the first place because it came down to Axel and Oscar wanting to be a part of the group and really wanting to join. And it seems like the only one that was really having it is T-Dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was finally serving a purpose in the show.
Yeah, finally doing something useful, and we certainly can't have that. Well, besides, it's like it's okay. It's like, I mean, there can only be so many black men on the show, you know, at one time. Oscar's around now. Oscar seems like a better character anyway, and he doesn't have a fucking stupid name like T-Dog. So get rid of T-Dog. Oscar's your guy.
Even though T-Dog is dead. Oh, sorry. Even though T-Dog is dead, he's going to come back somehow. They're going to have flashbacks and all like that, I bet.
But black characters in like horror stuff just seem to be like Highlanders. There can only be one.
Exactly. You've got one black woman and you've got one black guy, and that's it. It's like, that's it. That's all you can have.
So the black people did not survive. Interesting.
Well, there's one. There's the prisoner and now Michonne.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. We got the black guy that's in with the governor.
Oh, Michonne's going to kill him.
Probably.
Oh, we know that because he's going to try to...
Yeah,
that's how they're going to do it. They're going to have him attacking her and not the governor.
You didn't figure that one out? We talked about that. See, that's why if you're not even on the show, Kim, at least watch the goddamn show so you know what the fuck we talked about, so you're not bringing up shit that we already did.
You know what? I think you're having issues, and we need to get you your medicine.
Oh. Don't worry about me. I've got my medicine all taken care of. Don't worry about me.
Oh, I could not resist. I couldn't resist. Okay.
So, remember the scene with the motorcycle and he's all like, "Don't even think about it."
Yeah.
Did anyone else notice some sound editing issues there, or was that my copy? I mean, my live feed.
My TV must have been acting up there.
Yeah.
No. The motorcycle went silent when they turned towards the prisoners, and then when they shot back at the motorcycle, the sound all of a sudden showed up again.
No issue.
I think that's actually the new consider cycle technology. When someone's trying to talk to you while you're on there, it actually fixes the muffler for a few seconds.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're bad.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
No, check it out and tell me if I'm wrong in the comments or something when you get a chance.
Yeah. That's a question for you viewers out there. It's like, yeah, see if y'all can sort that one out for Matt. Figure out if there was any audio issues in that particular scene.
Okay, can I do another I told you so? Please.
If
I don't know. Can you?
Andrew!
Are you going to say something that already
Andrew
happened 2
did not
weeks
get
ago?
killed. I told you, Andrew did not get killed.
That's the I told you so you already did, but you fucked his name up. You thought his name was Herschel.
No, not Herschel. No, I was talking about Merle before. This time, I'm talking about Andrew.
What are you bragging about? See, That doesn't even make sense. What are you bragging about being Burl being back for when he's back since the fucking second episode? Come on, Kim.
No. I didn't get to say it then. I'm saying it now. Okay, I'm delaying. I delayed that because you and I were talking about this.
For the audience out there, yes, Kim was absolutely correct. Merle came back, and we totally didn't know that beforehand because of character interviews, him being on the cast list, and Comic-Con. We totally had no idea until Kim
did
2 weeks ago. So, yeah, Kim.
Okay. And Kim knew also that Andrew was not dead. Did you
All
guys
right, now
not
that
say?
one I would give Kim props for. It's like we had been wondering about the person who was spying on Carol when she was practicing, the C-section. She thought it was Andrew. I disagreed, and she was right about that. For that, I'll give you props for. But if you want props for guessing that Merle was back, something that we've known for 6 months, you ain't getting it from me.
Well, I know I was going to get it. I told you so. Would you like to know some of my other predictions? I'm sorry, guys.
The big mystery right now is like what we're trying to figure out. It's like I've watched the episode a couple of times, and I can't figure out whether or not Carol's dead too. It's like, I mean, you see her.
I watched The Talking Dead afterwards, and they were leaving it out there. They weren't answering whether or not she was okay or not.
They didn't.
That means she's alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they won't say anything, that means she's alive, which is kind of what I thought anyway. It's like they found her bandana, and it's like if she was dead, they'd have definitely come across her some sort of way.
Yeah.
It's like they came across T-Dog's body. It's like we know he gone. So
well,
it's like,
they did. They strung Sophia along for a whole season.
Yeah. Now it's the search for the mother.
Oh, dude! If they do that, if this turns into a Where's Carol storyline, then this will be the last Walking Dead episode of Geeks Around. I fucking promise you. I won't do this shit again.
Oh, they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna drag that one on.
Yeah, I think they learned their lesson.
I hope they do it.
They damn well better have learned their lesson. It was bullshit.
No, I think Carol is gonna be found. In the next episode or so, depending on how much time they spend over with the governor. And
she's hiding in the closet.
Yeah, seems legit.
She's playing peekaboo. That's it.
Absolutely.
What's up with the baby?
It's a baby.
I was hoping the baby would come out and like start eating Lori, and that's how Lori would die.
Well, that's what we all hoped, but that was too.
You guys are a mess.
Yeah. that actually would have been. Actually, it's like no. It's like see the reason that they couldn't have done that is because I mean that would have actually been funny, and funny wasn't what they were going for in that scene.
I'm going to do a little crossover here. I hope that they treat the baby in this show like they treat it in Dexter, like they just forget about it like for 2 episodes.
Oh yeah, yeah. They just send the baby off to the grandparents in Orlando. They're not busy.
Well,
they got rid of,
now they got to deal with the
baby,
whole
2 kids.
Yeah. Oh, they're in Orlando too. It's like,
tantrum
if you have any kids that you need to get rid of on the show, just fucking send them to Orlando. Works on Dexter.
They got to deal with the tantrum that Rick threw. Okay, we see Carl just standing there.
It's not a tantrum. He was in grief.
Huh?
He wasn't a tantrum. He was in grief.
He's a guy. Guys don't have emotions like grief.
Well,
that was a tantrum.
The body language was funny. It looked like he was laughing at him while crying.
Yeah, that's good, especially with the inflection in his voice. It's like I wasn't sure if he was like teasing Carl or grieving. I couldn't follow the actor at all there.
I'm pretty sure it was grief that overcame. It was like yes, some of Lori had issues, but I think that he hoped in time those could be resolved, which is slightly harder to do when the person's dead.
Right.
Now it's like I mean the scary thing is like y'all are saying is like Carl was just standing there. That is not a good thing. That is not a good thing by any stretch of the imagination. Carl's getting really, really dark.
What it looks
no emotion whatsoever.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like Rick acted the way that you would expect Carl to act, and Carl was acting the way that I would have expected Rick.
Yeah, it's a reversal of expectations.
And I mean, I was kind of shocked, but when you really step back and look at it, that is what it would be. Because, like you said, Carl is getting darker and darker and deeper into hatred and anger.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Carl's going to end up more like his dad, or do you think he's going to end up more like Daryl?
No, like Shane.
Oh.
Or some mix between Daryl and Shane. Dane.
No Dane.
Daryl.
All Danes must die.
But that's an interesting point. Is like, I mean, because it does seem like he's kind of taking that stance of doing whatever it takes. It's like he shot Lori because he had to, and even as like you could see when he was walking out the room past Maggie, who was holding on to his little sister or brother or whatever, paid him absolutely no mind whatsoever. Just walked out.
Oh yeah, it's kind of scary when you think about here you have this little kid who is turning into Shane. And what do you think about the thing with Michonne where she figured out about having the two zombies walking with them, how it keeps them safe? I never thought about that. I was trying to figure out why she did. I thought it was because she didn't want to kill her loved ones. But in essence, it was as protection, too.
Well, that
She's
was
a smart lady.
We talked about it already last week.
2 weeks ago.
You know what?
2 weeks.
You know what? Give me my time. I wasn't here last week, so I'm making up for it.
Maybe you should have come on then.
You know what? Kiss off. Okay?
I love messing with Kim. That's one of the reasons I'm glad you're here. It's like it is hilarious messing with you. Now, behind all of the things that was going on at the prison, you know, the chain link fence being broken and all the alarms being set up and all of this madness, it was, of course, like Kim speculated, it was what was his name, Andrew?
Andrew. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which I thought was funny because, like, I mean, okay, he's the one responsible. He's the big mastermind behind all of this. And then they have their little scuffle, and Oscar ends up with the gun. Is there anyone that thought there was even the slightest chance that Oscar would shoot Rick?
No.
Nope.
It wouldn't have made any sense.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't have made any sense.
It's like, I'm just sitting here going, it's like, he's like, you know, like just still pointing the gun. I'm like, dude, go ahead and shoot that boy and get this shit over with.
I know.
Stop drawing it out. Just fucking shoot him and give the gun back. You know that's what you're going to do. Yep, here he goes. And there it is. Okay.
Well,
good.
they had to give him that moment of where he was indecisive so that Rick could really grasp that he was truly saying that he was on his side.
Well, I don't even think it was indecisiveness. I don't think it was indecisiveness at all. I think it was a message directly to Rick. It's like, this is what I could do. You know I could do it. Here's what I'm going to do instead.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't indecisive.
You know what?
He already knew who he was going to shoot the second he put hands on that gun.
He is, how can I put it? His character is coming across much stronger than T-Dog, even though I love T-Dog better. If that makes
T-Dog
any
never
sense.
does anything. It's like, seriously, since the
T-Dog was
first
a
season.
That's
I
not
respect
true.
that.
He died.
Yeah. T-Dog does
Yeah.
lots of stuff. T-Dog, you know, drops handcuff keys down gratings. And,
Stands there silently during big debates.
oh,
Say whatever you want, but T-Dog voted in season 2.
yeah.
So he's better than most Americans. I'll give him that.
He raised
That
his
doesn't
hand
mean he
at
gets
one
to
point.
live.
He even almost said during that big debate, he even almost said something until Dale cut him off. See, he does do stuff. Sort of.
So what's up with Oscar? Are they going to make Oscar's character stronger than T-Dog? That's what I want to know. Quietness. She's observant.
Mm-hmm.
And she's taking into account more than just what's in her immediate vicinity. She's looking at the big picture. Whereas Andrea, as usual, is focused on Andrea and what can get her off. Whereas Michonne is like looking at the big picture saying, something's not right here. Something's really not
I'm
right.
going to disagree. We know that, but the government hasn't done anything to her to make her distrust her. I think she would distrust anyone, not just the governor.
She didn't distrust Andrea. She
Because
saved her.
We actually don't know that.
The
don't know what
Andrea and
happened.
Michonne Christmas special.
We don't know what happened, but if you really look at how protective she was over Andrea, you know there was some type of bonding to where she trusted her enough to keep her alive.
8 months later.
8 months later, and she's still looking out for her when the plane crashed.
And not only is it 8 months later, but it's like, I mean, she trusts her, but only so far. She never at any point told her who those zombies were that she had chained up. It's like, I mean, that was something that was brought up in episode 302. Never brought that up in the entire 8 months when Andrea particularly asked her about it. Talking about, there's still a lot about you that I don't know. What did Michonne say? You know enough. She's like, so there's still, it's like, I mean, it's as tight of a bond as they have, and I'm not disagreeing there because they do have that tight bond, but Michonne keeps very much to herself. It's like she came in not trusting the governor or anybody else, and at this point she's done some investigating on her own, and she has a reason to doubt now.
Well, that was in the preview for next week.
What do you mean?
I kind of do want to see the Andrea and Michonne Christmas special. Oh, what'd you get me? Oh, I got you a whetstone for your katana. What did you get me? Hypothermia. Enjoy the next few months, bitch.
Oh wait, no, I mixed up the preview that was in the episode with the bullet holes in the car.
Yeah, because I was about to say because that did happen.
No, that happened in the episode. My bad.
I think one of the interesting things about the characters that are left from the original group, we have Daryl from the original group, right? We have Carl from the original group, and we have Herschel from the original group.
He was not in the original group. He joined in season 2.
Yeah, calling original group. Herschel wasn't there in the beginning.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The other girl.
Wait, he wasn't?
The one that's missing.
I'm talking about when they were in camped outside of Atlanta.
Yeah.
That was Dale.
Yeah, Dale was there. Dale died.
Oh, why did I say Herschel? See, I get Dale and Herschel. You have to understand, I'm still learning the characters, okay?
White people, old white people, all looking the same.
Pretty much just Daryl, Carl, and not Lori, but the other girl, the one that went missing at the end.
And Glenn.
Yeah.
Carl.
Yeah,
And Glenn and Carol. Yeah, those are the original people.
So
Everyone else is new to the set. But what were you building up to? What was your point?
what I'm building up to is we're slowly seeing the old group die off. Who do you think is going to be the next person to die off from the old group?
Glenn is probably the most expendable. No, I'm going to say Carol. I hope it's Carol.
Gosh!
It can't be
It's got to
Carol.
be a man.
It can't be Carol because someone's got to raise the baby.
Yep.
Hello.
I got Maggie.
Maggie was the one holding it, and she delivered it.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Maggie is not a nurturer.
Well,
I don't want a nurturer.
in the comics, Maggie and Glenn actually end up basically becoming the caretakers of some of the orphan children in the group. So.
Bam.
Got it.
I called it.
So
So
that
Carl
means
is the
you're
next
right,
person,
make
you
it
think?
What? No.
Carol is the next person?
Yeah, Carol. I thought
Okay,
you said
what about
Carl.
everybody else?
I think everyone else is pretty essential. I don't know that they can kill many main characters anymore.
Yeah.
I think the next one gone is Oscar, and he's the newest one in the group.
I would
Yeah.
actually say Axel.
Yeah, I was about
What
to
if
say
they-
my money's on either Axel or Carol.
Yeah, because I don't think they get rid of Oscar yet because they've already been spending some time kind of building up his character and showing who he is as a person. I don't think they just get rid of that. Axel, they've just kind of had there. So if anyone's expendable, it's him and Carol. I'm agreeing with Seth here.
Oh.
What if they pull a Game of Thrones and kill off Rick?
Oh! Do you know how many people would be upset and angry?
Yeah, like every Walking Dead fan on the planet.
Oh!
Yeah, I'm just
Really?
wondering if they're going to keep one of the major plot point with Rick for this season that happens
I don't
with
think
the
so.
governor. Yeah, I don't think they are either because Miller actually says he regrets doing it.
Yeah.
What's the major plot point?
We can't talk about it just in case it's something that actually.
Wait.
Yeah, in case it actually does happen, I don't want to ruin it.
It's like I will, for the people in here, I will put it. Actually, Seth, would you mind putting it in the chat for me just to let Kim know? But it's not something that we'll discuss live. It's like I don't want to discuss anything for you guys out there that
Did we bring it up after a show? Because I'm pretty sure we talked about it in one of these.
Yeah, it's like after something happens, it's open territory. But before we can't. But it's like, I mean, for those of you that do read the comics and know what we're talking about by this thing that happens with Rick, I don't really see that happening on the show. I don't see them going there. It's like
like even production costs alone, they would just skyrocket having to take care of that for every single episode.
Yeah, for every single episode.
Yeah, I may stop watching if Rick died. So true, Antonio. So true. They would lose a lot of faithful fans if Rick dies. You know, anyone else can die but Rick.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, because Rick is the lead character on the show. It's not like I was like, I mean, for Game of Thrones, it was different. It's like, I mean, if you read the Song of Fire and Ice series, you knew how that story was going to end. There was no way they could not kill him.
It gets every single expectation you end up building in Ice and Fire gets broken down at some point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and for those of you,
I knew that. Seth.
We started out with Geeks of the Round with Game of Thrones. Don't worry, it's like when the show comes back on March 31st, 2013. Don't worry, we'll be back at it.
Oh, so sorry about that, Antonio. He said he had to remove 2 people for spoiling the last episode.
Oh yeah, see, that's good. What can happen is like, gotta watch out for the spoilers. Watch out for the spoilers.
I don't get on social media when I haven't watched certain shows that I really don't want spoiled. I don't get on social media because there's some person who always tweets or posts on Facebook or Google Plus,
and they have to let you know the second it's over.
Exactly the same.
It's like
the only show I've been able to make time for right now is The Walking Dead, which I'm happy with because it's been a good season so far. But it's like, if I don't get a chance to actually watch it Sunday night, I do not even get on social media until I get home Monday and watch it.
I actually, it was the middle of the first showing of the episode. I wasn't watching it yet, but in the middle, someone announced T-Dog's death, and I was just like, "Oh, I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna hurt you."
Are you serious?
Yeah, like the episode had not even fully aired yet.
Yeah, that happened to me yesterday.
Got bit. He's all like, "Oh, yep, T-Dog's dead."
Yeah, and they're at like 6:30 my time.
Yeah,
we're on the East Coast.
For those of you watching, please understand how unacceptable that is. Friends don't spoil TV show episodes for Friends. That's not something that you do. At minimum, wait until the next day to start talking about it. Don't do it the same day, particularly if you live on the East Coast and you know cats on the West Coast. That ain't right. That is totally wrong.
Yes.
All right, wild speculation time. What you got?
Well, I threw mine out there, the Game of Thrones, Rick dying, but probably won't happen.
Mm-hmm. It's like, and this is like we're getting closer and closer to these two groups coming together. You've got Merle wanting to go out and see if he can track down Daryl, and if anybody can do it, Merle can. Now that he knows that his brother is alive, it's like, and that will inevitably bring him to the prison. And it's like, and once these two groups start interacting, it's like, I'm really looking forward to. Well, I'm looking forward, of course, to Merle and Daryl seeing each other once again, but this whole thing that's going to happen between Rick and the governor, this is going to be a war, and I for one can't wait to see it started.
Well, we've got a kinder, gentler Merle now. He's not the dickhead that he used to be. Pardon my French. And
Le dickhead.
And I don't know, so I think it's possible that Rick and his gang, mind you, I have not read the comics, Rick and his gang may be escorted as guests into the city, thanks to Merle.
Well, Rick might be more open to going now that Lori is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. My supposition?
Yeah, go for it.
They're going to find Carl. Carl and Daryl are going to finally hook up.
Be about blood time.
I think that's going to be like, oh, it's about time kind of moment.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of the next big things. Well, it's not real big. I think that's one thing that's getting ready to happen. I think that not Andrew.
Like
What's the one that was talking about the
Andrew.
motorcycle? The one that was talking about the motorcycle,
Axel.
how you could fix it. Axel. I think Axel is going to be kept around long enough for them to hook up with the governor, and then he's going to betray them to the governor.
Interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mine. The Rictatorship and the government are going to face off. That's all I have.
I love that.
Really going
That's
out on a
good.
limb there, aren't you, Seth?
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else got anything you'd like to bring up?
I just want to say that I am proud of government.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Good God.
So I think one last thing.
Go for it.
Glenn and Maggie. Now that she's delivered the baby and she's kind of holding on to it and all like that, something's getting ready to happen between them. I don't know what, but something is getting ready to rock their relationship.
Interesting. Huh.
Like what? Like she's gonna catch Glenn masturbating and she's gonna think that he's cheating on her? Like what's gonna happen? There's no people around.
I have no idea. I don't know what something is getting ready to happen with them in the sense that maybe she delivers the baby and realizes that her relationship with Glenn could lead to that, and so she backs off from him. I have no idea, but something is due to happen to put a roadblock in their relationship.
Or maybe they get married.
Yeah, they get married and settle down and have themselves a nice white picket fence and
Herschel gives a nice speech at their wedding. Yeah, it's almost like that happened in the comics.
So, okay, write in the chat. Do they get married in the comics?
well, there's not really any much marriage going about, but
Okay. Do they have any big issues in their relationship in the comics?
I can't really think of any, actually. They are actually pretty stable as a relationship from the prison on.
I think it's something they can't let it just smooth sailing. I'm sorry, they just haven't let
Other
anything smooth
stuff
sail.
goes to shit in the comics really bad.
oh, we'll definitely see more on that later on. It's like we are quickly approaching the end point of the season. It's like I think we have 8 episodes this year, so we're already past the halfway point for this year, people. The new episode, of course, will be on this Sunday on AMC, and we'll be right back at it next week right here on geeksofaround.com for episode 305. We'll see you next week, everyone.